ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Mandalam 8, Suktam 19. Many rigs in this sukta carry hidden meanings. Rishi, Sobhari, Kanva, Devada, Agni, Aditya, Trasadasyu, Puru, Kutsya, Chandas, Kakub, Sato Brihati, Dvipada, Virat, Adi. Agni could be grass or spiritual. Discussion on rugs which need explanation follows. Tam Gurdhya Swarnaram 8.19.1. O invoker, praise that leader of men who is shining on his own. Enlightened beings or enlightened souls uphold that brilliant administrator and move oblations to resplendent beings. The rug deals with soul of Agni, who is considered to be the wearer of sacrificial oblations. Perhaps this may be addressed to himself by the seer of the Sukta. 8.19.2. Vibhudaratim Vipra. O wise man, who has entered possessing things, for this non-violent, non-knowledge sacrifice, you praise well this ancient spiritual Agni. He is a great giver of gifts, is shining brilliantly, and is the controller of the sacrifice, which is to be accomplished by oblations of spiritual essence. The seer is telling this to himself. He has abandoned all his material wealth or possessions. His praise follows from the next verse. Yajishtham Tva 8.19.3. O Atmiya, O Agni, I cover you with praises. Who is the most resplendent among luminous beings, is acceptor of oblations, is immortal, and is performer of this sacrifice. Urjonapadam Subhagam 19.4. I admire that shining Agni who does not allow our strength to fall, who is very prosperous and is shining beautifully and has the best splendor. May he procure for us happiness of Mitra and Varuna in the space, and his happiness associated with the waters by oblations. We go to the next Sukta, 19.5. Yasamitha Ya Ahudi 19.5. Tasyadarpando 19.6. A mortal who serves Agni with good fuel, or with oblations, or who with Vedic hymns, and who is a performer of sacrifice with salutations. His rapid horses hasten to the most majestic wealth. Moreover, no sin of his done towards enlightened souls gets at him anywhere, nor any sin done towards any mortal man. Persons may be invoking Agni in diverse ways, but all of them move quickly to truth, or they come to know the truth about Agni finally. Second part of the rug needs no explanation. Swagnayo Agnibhi 19.7. O son of a mighty father and protector of power soul of Agni, with your energies we shall become good Agnis. Being a good hero please be desirous of us. Agni, the soul of energy, provides energy to each and every man. Prashamsamano Atithirna 19.8. Being friendly to us like a guest, Agni is getting praised by us. He is well known and is a good He is well known as a good conveyor of oblations like a chariot. O Agni, virtuous men are secure in your company. You are the Lord of all riches. Agni is behind all activities connected with wealth generation. So, Atha 8.19.9. O abundantly rich spiritual Agni, a mortal who is giver of oblations in the knowledge sacrifice, who is a sage and is praiseworthy. May he be a good procurer of praise with his intelligence. Vasya Tvamurho 19.10. O soul of Agni, for whose non-violent sacrifice you stay aloft, that master of men prospers. He procures wealth to be earned with the help of horses or spiritual light rays. Combining with intellectuals, he procures wealth to be earned with the help of heroes. Wealth to be earned could mean physical or spiritual. Physical wealth is earned with the help of heroes, and spiritual wealth through intellectuals. 8.19.11. Yasyagnir Vapurgrihe, in whose house Adhyatmik Agni, having a form adorable to all, upholds the praise and oblations of food, his oblations flow to other active beings. All oblations are supposed to be carried by Agni to the respective shining beings. Viprasyava Stuvata 19.12. O provider of dwellings, son of a mighty father, soul of Agni, in the giving of oblations of a wise man or a praiser, you may make the speeches of a most rapid discerning scholar, below that of an enlightened souls and above that of common man. 8.19.13. Yo Agnim Havedhatibhir 8.19.14. Samidhano Nishiti. By giving oblations or by salutations or by praises, whoever serves Atmiya Agni, who is very capable and is glittering, or whichever mortal serves this Aditi devourer in his homes at night with good fuel, he gets across all other men, like crossing flowing water streams. Benefit that one gets by serving Agni is brought out in these two rigs. Tadagni Dyumnamabhara 19.5. O soul of Agni, you please procure for us that power which overcomes a devourer in the house and also the anger of a malevolent man. Yena chaste varuno mitro 19.16. O spiritual Agni, protected by manifested self-Indra, promoting the welfare of all, we serve the splendor of yours with all our strength. By this, Varuna, Mitra, Aryama, absolutely truthful Ashwins and Bhaga shine. Splendor here means energy. Spiritual Agni supplies this to all including Adityas. Te Khedakne Swadhyo 19.17. O wise Agni, those wise men who uphold you only become good meditators upon you. You look after all men and are possessor of good intelligence. The Itvedim Subhaga 19.18. O abundantly rich Atmiya Agni, those who procure for themselves their desired wealth from you, they only make the altar for sacrifice and make oblations. They only extract libation in the day, and they only with their might win the great wealth. Attributes of an admirer of Agni are spelt out here. Great wealth implies Atmajnana or spiritual light energy. Bhadrono Agnirahuto Bhadra 19.19. May the invoked Agni, possessor of good prosperity, be auspicious to us. May he be a giver of gift, excellent sacrifice and good praise. Bhadramana Krunushva 19.20. O spiritual Agni, by what you overcome the enemies in battles, with that you make our mind strong in the conquest of our enemies. Please extend downwards the enemy, many defiant enemies, even if they are firm. With your assistance, we shall obtain that mind of yours. First part refers to Agni's splendor. Second part calls for no explanation. Ilegira Manurhitam Yam 19.21. With Vedic hymn I invoke that Agni, who is favorable to men, who is praiseworthy, is bearer of oblations, is a good administrator, is messenger of the self. Him enlightened souls procure for themselves. 8.22. 19.22. Tigmajimphaya Tarunaya Rajate. Being invoked with truthful and pleasant words and with ghee, Agni fashions good strength for the praisers. O invoker, for that assailing Agni, who is ever young and is shining well, you offer nourishment and praises. 19.23. Yadi Ghrude Bhirahuto 19.24. Yo Havyan Nairayata. Invoked with ghee, when Agni carry sharp flames up and down like the sun moving in his own kingdom, then the resplendent and favorable to men Agni carries oblations with his sweet-smelling mouth. That performer of good sacrifice, acceptor of sacrificial oblations, shining and admirable Agni, serves admirable wealth to sacrificers. Gross Agni fire is the conveyor of oblations of sacrificers. Spiritual Agni leads men to self-knowledge, which is known to be the most admirable wealth. Yadagne Martyastvam 19.25. O son of a mighty father, rich in friends, soul of Agni, when we invoke by the mortal me, I become you, I become then mortal. immortal. When a person gets identified with spiritual Agni, he loses his self-imagined individual existence. He becomes one with Agni, soul of energy, who is immortal. This is the implied meaning. Natva Rashiyabhi 8.19.26. O provider of dwellings, bestower of gifts, Agni, I shall not cry aloud to you for misfortunes and not for my miserable condition. May my praiser not cry aloud to you. May the poor not become my enemy. Let him not be associated with sin. I or my companion shall not complain to you, Agni, about our miseries. I bear no ill will towards ignorant fools. May they not be induced to commit sin. This is the gist of the Rig. Pidurna Putra Subhrato 19.27. May Agni, well maintained like the sun by his father, in his home approach our oblation intended for shining beings. Tvahamagna 19.28. O provider of dwellings, Adhyatmik Agni, may the mortal I be united with pleasure immediately, with very near protections of the resplendent you. Only with Agni's protections one can be happy. This is the message conveyed by the Rig. Tava Kratva Saneyam Tava 19.29. O soul of Agni, I gain knowledge with your intelligence, with our gifts and with our praises. O provider of dwellings for all, wise men say that my provider is you only. So be pleased for giving gift to us. 19.30. Praso Agni Tavodibhi. O Agni, whose friendship you choose, he crosses over all difficulties with your protections by way of good heroes and winners of rewards, gifts, etc. Heroes gain physical wealth and winners of rewards bring spiritual wealth. Tava Drapso Neelavan 19.31. O ready giver Agni, you are being given fuel which move or flow towards you at proper times, making you to produce sound and blackish smoke. You are a dear friend of the great Usha. In the night you illuminate objects around you. This refers to Agni, the fire. Tamaganma Sobharaya 19.32. Men who have entered or stopped possessing things approach him, Agni, for their protection. He is having many flames. He is a good protector. He is shining well, and is striker of infidels or atheists. Obviously, relinquishers of material wealth invoke Agni for gaining knowledge, Atmajnana. This is implied by the Rig. Yasyate Agne Anye Agnaya. 19.33. O soul of Agni, all other Agnis are dwelling near you like branches of a tree. I attain glory among the people by causing your power to increase with praises like a learned man. All forms of energy are manifestations of Agni Atma. By declaring this fact, the seer gets well known among the people. Yama Adityaso Adruha. 19.34. O non-injurious, liberal donors, sons of Aditi, you lead a mortal man who is the best among all oblation-giving sacrificers across the sea of samsara. Only the best among the sacrificers or invokers of Aditi's sons attain the birthless state of Brahman, not all sacrificers. Yuyam Rajana Kam. 19.35. O shining rulers of men, Varuna, Mitra, Yama, since you rule over one and all human beings, being a part of yours, may we become accustomed to Rita. Human beings are gross manifestations of nature. Aditi's sons are subtle manifestations. Last part of the book needs no elaboration. Adan me Pavirugutsya. 19.36. Shaker of infidels or atheists, Agni or Indra, is a liberal giver of gift, is the protector of truth, and is possessor of many thunderbolts. He gave me 500 cows or mares. Here the word cows is used symbolically for spiritual light rays which are givers of spiritual knowledge and which are as nourishing as milk. Uta me Prayiyor. 19.37. Just above the ford or stream of a good habitation which is mighty and used for driving a horse or spiritual energy, the great leader became the lord of that wealth which is to be given to me. Here, wealth stands for knowledge, Atma Jnana, truth. And the great leader is the self or witnessing Atma, sitting in the heart space, possessing hundreds of reddish rays of spiritual light. The Ruk is couched in a highly symbolic language, since truth is beyond words. We go to the next Suktam 20. Rishi Sobharikanva Maruta Devata Kaku Sato Brihati Chandas Agandama Dishanyata. 20.1. O rapid movers, Maruts, having the same objective in mind, please come and do not fail. You make even firm things bow before you. Please do not stay away from us. This is a simple invitation to Maruts to come to this session of knowledge sacrifice. Vilupavibhi. 20.2. O skillful scientists, howling Maruts, please come with good splendor and with strong tires or wheels, desired by many, desiring relinquishers of possessions. Maruts may come today to our knowledge sacrifice with food. May Maruts come in good chariots with all their splendor. That is the implied meaning. 8.20.3 Vidmahi Rudriyanam. We know the great strength of Maruts, who are impetuous or effective, are all pervading and are showerers of bountiful rain. With Vipani Papada 8.20.4 When the self-shining Maruts possessing bright weapons shake, then the standing trees fall off and islands are harmed. They unite the space and earth by their movement, which causes rainbows also in the sky. These give this and the next track together give a description of some of the activities of wind or effect of wind in the atmosphere and on the earth. Achyuta Chitto Ajmanna 8.20.5 O Maruts, in your coming, even firm mountains and forest trees make resounding noise. In your movements, the earth trembles. Namayavo Maruto Yadave 20.6 O Maruts, the great space moves upwards for your movement and strength. Leaders of men Maruts possessing great arm strength exhibit beautiful covers on their bodies. The space moves upwards, leaving room for the wind to move about in the atmosphere. Air or wind is present within the atmosphere only. Above that is free space. 8.20.7 Swadhamanushhriyam Naro. O invoker, bow down to those Maruts and praise them, because we are like the outermost among those boisterous Maruts. Therefore, their gift alone is really great. Human beings carry air with them. Among living creatures who carry air for their survival, mankind is at the top end of the spectrum. Subhaga Sava Udishvasa 20.15 O Maruts, also, if one comes in your protections in his early days, he becomes abundantly rich now. A man can gain self-knowledge, abundant wealth, meaning through Maruts by getting identified himself with Vayu. This idea is expressed in the Ruk and is being elaborated further in the next Ruk 8.20.16. Yasyava Yuyam Prati Vajino. O leaders of men, Shrakers, Maruts, to whom whichever oblations of an offerer of oblations you go for enjoying it, he accomplishes happiness associated with you by wealth and also by gaining strength in battles. Yatha Rudrasya Sunavo Divo 20.17 The way sons of Rudra, creators of cloud, ever young Maruts maintain the atmosphere, may this praise maintain them in the same way. ye sharhanti Maruta Sudanava 8.20.18. Oh, even ever young Marus, please come to us who are like those liberal donors who worship you or who are very busy with praising you, who is abundantly rich and with most excellent heart you make us grow, please. Maruts are being requested to make the sacrificers grow physically, mentally and spiritually. Yuna Ushu Navishtaya 20.19. O Sobhari, relinquisher of possessions, you sing the praises to the youthful, mighty purifiers who are to be praised exactly with new speech or hymns. Saha esanti mushti eva (8.20.20). O invoker, you salute respectfully those most famous Maruts who are the powers behind the invokers in all their battles, who are worthy of invocation, who are like fist fighters and who are pleasure giving like the shower of rain. 8. This Ruk and 20.22. In these two ruks, pranas or maruts give strength to invokers during their whole lifetime. Gavaschitha Samanyava 20.21. Being of the same family and related to each other, maruts have the same mind and light rays. They get mixed in the atmosphere, space and caress each other repeatedly. Sun's rays heat up air in the atmosphere. Energy and air are both basic elements present in the atmosphere. Martaschidvo Murtavo 8.20.22. O active Maruts, you have your chests adorned by ornaments. The praiser, though mortal, attains brotherhood with you. Also, please remember us well, because your relationship with us is always there constantly. Maruts or air is the unifier of all living creatures, being present in all of them as pranas. Maruto Marutasya 20.23. O liberal donors, quick moving friends of horses or rays of spiritual light Maruts, may you bring aerial medicaments or remedies to us. Remedies may be referring to cleansing powers of air. Air, water, Agni and earth, all of them possess cleansing powers. Yabhi Sindhumavatha 20.24. O causer of pleasure, persecutors of non-worshippers Maruts, be causers of happiness with those gracious protections, by which you protect water particles, by which you overpower all living creatures and by which you give the sprinkler of water, the cloud. Some more activities of Maruts or air are being referred to here. Yat Sindhau Yadas Knyam Yadasiknyam Yat Sindhau Yadasiknyam 20.25 Vishwam Pashyanto Vibhrutha 20.6 O possessors of good place in sacrifices, Maruts, whatever remedies are there in the flowing waters, what are there in the unbounded atmosphere or in the space, what are there in the ocean or among the mountains, you please hold all these in your bodies. O Marus, observing all, please cover us up with them. Whatever infirmity is there among our suffering men on earth, may you make that injury to fly off from them again and again. May Marus bring all kinds of healing powers that are there in the waters, etc., and cure the illness of the sacrificers, which may be physical, mental or spiritual. May the pranas make them healthy, wealthy and wise. With this, we close today's session.